Today we are looking at the card char made by El Reptiliano and Blood of a Draco. So some of the models that the Carcharodontosaurus has, one of the ones I use is the Inticus, which has 10% bleed damage. Then there's the Gracilis, 10% stamina recovery. It's more of a Titan model than a other model. Chunkus, which is 5% attack damage. Saricus, 10% bleed damage. Violente, 10% stamina recovery. Corellini, 5% attack damage. Gigas, 10% more bleed damage. Rosea, plus 10% stamina recovery. Kind of a Yang looking character model. Chubentesis, which is also a Yang looking model, but this one has 5% attack damage. Christiatus, which is plus 10% bleed damage. Priscus, which is more looks like a Yang, plus 10% stamina recovery. Aculetus, 5% attack damage. Kinda looking like a Giga type model. Then back to the Anticus. Now in game, there is a few abilities that this has, like you get the normal bite, which is just a simple bite. It's called the ravenous bite. A bite that causes bleed. For head, you get three bites, which you have flesh grazer, which is a strong bite that deals moderate damage and bleed. Tender hemorrhage, a multi-attack that deals low damage and bleed per hit. Damage increases per landed hit. And Bloodfall Crusher, a strong but delayed bite that deals half damage as armor piercing damage. This one is the best one you want to use because it has armor piercing. Senses. The senses, there is the Parting the Red Sea, which increases bleed damage by 25% at the cost of reducing damage by 5% within a 75 meters radius of a corpse. Increased stam recovery by 15%. Magnus Soak, which increases recovery by 15%. Ravenous Bite and Tender Hemorrhage now grants a 1 stack of Magnus. Magnus increases acceleration by 10%, stacking up to 5 times, each stack lasting 60 seconds. Hunter's Feast. The Hunter's Feast, basically, it's more like a Titan's Feast, which it tears a chunk of meat off the person you're fighting. Eating the torn meat restores food, health, and stamina for 20 seconds. Healing is reduced if bleeding. Works through combat timer. You only get one metabolism, which is only fresh meat and bones. Hide. There's first one is Smooth Criminal. Swerving severs cooldowns 33% faster, and vocal slot cooldowns 25% faster. Prowler increases bleed damage by 25% if afflicted with bleed, poison, venom, paralysis, or toxin within 75 meters of a corpse. Increase bucking effectiveness and knockback resistance by 25%. Then there's Healing Overdrive, which increases status healed by 25%. Hunter's Feast now restores slightly more health when eating the meat chunk. Then you have 2 abilities for Tail. You get Swerving Sever, a bite that deals damage and rapidly turns your face behind you and change your direction, which is basically what Titan has with a juke. Tail Attack, which is basically just a normal tail attack. The voice, there's a bunch of there's 3 voices you can get. Well, the one is Battle for the Prize, a call that purifies all bleed and increases health recovery by 25% if there's a corpse within 75 meters. Passively stack a contest stack. Contest increases health recovery rate by 50%, lasting 20 seconds. The effect refreshes near a corpse. Then there's Titan's Rumbling. Increases all Carcharodontius swords attack damage by 50% and bleed damage by 25%. Ventilation Breathing decreases the sprint drain by 25% and increases stamina recovery by 25%. Then we have some passives like Big Game Hunter. Receive up to 25%, not 25%, 12.5% reduced damage from heavier opponents. Scent of the Fallen. Passively track dinosaurs' carcasses within 250 meters. We are gonna be running Bloodfall Crusher right now. Hunter's Feast. Parting the Red Sea. Parting the Red Sea is probably the best one. Hide Prowler. And you can do either. We're gonna do Tail Attack right now and show that off. And then Battle for the Prize. The Piercing Bite does a little rear up. But then it's a Tail Attack, which has a 3-second cooldown, while the Pierce Bite has a 12-second cooldown. Normal Bite has a 1-second cooldown, but for some reason it goes a lot slower. Now I'm going to be showing off some of the sounds that it has. This is the broadcast call. Friendly call. Threaten call. The help call. The low broadcast call. The shake. A stretching emote. The the first question mark. The second question mark. Now I'm going to be showing off some of the sounds that it has. This is the broadcast call. friendly call. Threaten call. The help call. The low broadcast call. The like shake. A stretching emote. The the first question mark. The second question mark. We will be looking into the base stats for the car. Up first is the max health at full grown, which is 750 HP. Then going to the combat weight, which goes up to 4,500. Then going to food and water drain, which it is slower food and water drain. Today we are looking at the car char made by El Reptiliano and Blood of a Dracula. before this video gets done, I just want to say this was one of my first mod reviews, so if you liked it, leave a like and consider subscribing.